Well, hi, Nagel students. This is Mr. Mack. If you are looking at a page that looks something like this, a bad gateway page, most likely it is not the site. Sometimes it is the actual website and there's not a whole lot you can do to get around it, but most of the time it has to do with a couple different issues. The first issue is probably caching cookies. So every website builds up and stores information, so that way when you go to that website, it loads a little bit faster. And this was especially when internet speeds were a lot slower. This was a very helpful feature. Now it just makes things seem very snappy and work very quickly. So that's the first possible issue, is you just have built up cache and cookies that are no longer compatible with the current version of the page that you're on or site. The other thing could be is that maybe you have a setting and the site settings not set up correctly. So I'm going to show you some different options of what you can do. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to clear cache and cookies. That'll take care of that site settings build up issue that I was talking about beforehand. So what you're going to do in a Chrome browser is click on those three little dots in the right-hand corner of your browser, and then you're going to go down to the More Tools portion of that menu that pops down below those three dots. Then there's going to be a side menu that shoots off to the left, and you're going to click on the Clear Browsing Data option there. All right, so in here, you're going to see browsing history, download history, cookies, cached images, and a whole lot more in the advanced tab. You might start off with the basic. You can just stay in that basic spot and you're only going to see three things, which is cookies and cached images, as well as that browsing history. I don't really mess with the browsing history. There's no need to, unless you're trying to start fresh with a brand new browser, but that's not going to be an issue for a bad gateway. The only thing that could cause an issue is between these cookies and this cached information. All right, now, as far as timing, you don't want to do last hour, 24 hours, 7 days, or 4 weeks. Just do all time. Now, if you're noticing that it was a fairly recent issue, you could try some of these, but the reality is that most of the time it's your oldest stuff that's causing the issue, not the newest stuff. So I just do all time, and then I click on that clear data. All right, once you do that and you still try to go to that website and it shows that it's still a bad gateway, it might be some actual settings in that page. So as long as you're on a trusted site where you know what you're doing, like for example, if you're on Schoology and you're getting this, let's go to Schoology, by the way. This would be a good spot to do this in. See this little lock right here? That's all the information, all the stored settings that you have as far as permissions. So I'm going to go into the site settings little option there in that pop down menu. And now I'm going to look through here and see what things that my browser is allowing this website to do. So for example, I have it asking if it wants to know my location, because there's no reason why Schoology needs to know my location. But there are going to be times where I might use my camera or my microphone on Schoology. The motion sensors, I'm not too worried about that. That's just kind of a default allow. But as far as like notifications from the website, I might want to have that as asked. JavaScript, I'm allowing. Flash, I might allow that because that might be some of the issue. And as you go down, you might see some other things like this pop-up. I want to allow that. And then if I go down here like Sandbox plugin access, I'm going to allow that. And then also insecure content I'm going to allow. The reason why I'm allowing insecure content on this site is because I know Schoology is a trusted site. Now, if I wouldn't do that just on any general site, just those that I know where I'm at, and I know that I'm actually going to be okay with doing some different things on that site, and I don't have to worry about it infecting or making any negative impacts on my computer. All right, so once I do that, then I have to go back to the tab that I wanted to work in, and I hit reload, and then it'll set those settings for the site, and hopefully the bad gateway goes away. So then the last and final thing that I need to do is close the browser and restart it, or just restart the entire computer and see what happens. So those are the things that you can do. So those three steps. First, clear your cache and cookies. Number two, go into your site settings. And then finally, three, refresh your browser. So close it out, maybe even restart your computer, and then open up your browser and try to go back into that site again. And hopefully you'll get rid of that bad gateway.